Hey, what's up? It's the end of January, and don't know if you knew, but my son went to college this year. He's up at school and had a conversation with me about rental arbitrage. I was proud moment, proud dad in the moment that he was talking about, basically buying a house and then renting the rooms. He didn't quite understand what it took to get financing. So I said, how about this? How about I buy the house and you rent it from me and then you rent the rooms and you make the spread, rental arbitrage. And he said, that might be a good idea. So I wanted to look at some numbers and I thought, you know what, there's a great spot where he's going to school that made sense from a financial standpoint. Should I invest in that or should we not? And I had a call this week with a buddy and with a friend of mine had a question about buying property for kids, for his son, and had questions about what the numbers look like and what a good strategy around that would look like. And it was an eye-opening conversation. The expectations and what he had thought going into this type of situation, first and foremost, is recognizing how much you're really needing to put down in order to make the numbers work. So do the numbers make sense and do they not? Now, I know a lot of investors that buy property for the cash flow, right? I think a majority of us do. We buy for the cash flow. Well, I know others who sink money into property, not for the cash flow, but as a way to park that cash, knowing that it's going to continue to appreciate by how much they're not quite sure, but at least they don't feel like they're losing money when they're dumping it in there, and then they're taking the depreciation, they're taking the write-offs when they can, which creates a different set of benefits to them. But in this case, what would we be doing as buying a property for our children, and is that possible? Okay, so I ran some numbers, and I wanted to let you know what a strategy like that looks like. And from my standpoint, okay, what are the rents going to be? All right, what are potential rents on a particular property? What's the purchase price? Let's call the purchase price $450,000. All right, $450,000. I'm going to put 20% down. Now remember, I can put 20% down. I may want to put 25. I may want to put 30, depending on what the interest rate, the price of the money. So when I go through Mortgage Coach and I do this thing through Rach, what she does is she runs it through Mortgage Coach, and Mortgage Coach tells me based on the current market and the bond market, and I don't know how all that works. It's like magic and smoke and mirrors to me. I just plug this stuff in and it tells me what I need to know. In this case, it's telling me at 20%, here's what the interest rate would be. At 25% down, here's what the interest rate would be. At 30% down, here's what the interest rate would be. Why am I looking at that? Because there's going to be a different spread between 20 and 25 and 25 and 30. And you might notice, depending on where the market is, you might see a significantly different spread from 20 to 25 or 25 to 30% down. Why is that important? Because shoot, it may make sense to put more money down if the difference in what you're getting on that mortgage is so much greater. So in this case, we're going to look at 20% down. We're going to look at, call it an investor loan of 8%, and I'm at $450,000 more property with then $360,000 as a note after I put 20% down. On this property, when I'm expecting to get maybe $2,500 a month in rent on this particular unit, my mortgage payment at 8% with 20% down is over $3,000. That changed significantly when just a few years ago at 4%, my payment would have been $2,100. So legit 50% more in the last few years because of these interest rates. And that's where, when people are starting to work through what does purchasing look like, what does a strategy look like, the most important piece is the financing piece. Can't do anything without the financing. And in this case, unless I wanted to pay cash for it, which I wouldn't, right? In this particular case, that wouldn't make financial sense, because taking that money and what type of return could we get on that? Of course, he's going to be learning. And again, bad example, because I don't want to say that I would or wouldn't. But again, in this situation, you know, taking all that and putting cash towards a particular purchase like that might be different. If I was in a position where I wanted to carry that note and essentially then sell it to him and act as the bank, then maybe paying cash for it now, trying to get a really, really, really good price, knowing that prices are continuing to go up, albeit just at a lower rate of appreciation, that might be a good play for him. I know I'm kind of going in different directions with this. I thought it was a very interesting exercise when I started doing it this week, because it was like, hey, this speaks to me. This is something that I think people need to be really paying attention to, more so not just when buying a primary residence or buying the first investment property, but what do the strategies look like when it comes to trying to be creative when your kid's going to school, right? I want my son to know, and my daughter both, to know real estate investing better than me. So giving them the opportunities to get into this and put, you know, sweat equity into it, whatever it takes, but still have the fallback of me carrying what needs to be carried, would be helpful. And I think that's something that would support these two right here. Can you believe that that dude right there is 18 years old and in college? I can't. Flipping nuts. Well, cool. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Market is definitely on the move right now. Lots of inventory hit. 10% increase in inventory since the beginning of the year. We are seeing a decent amount of buyers still purchasing. However, the absorption rate is slowing down because, again, there's a lot of houses that are hitting the market. Hope that helps. We'll keep you posted. See ya.